For this body scan, take a few moments to settle into a comfortable position. Become very comfortable whether you're lying down or seated, making sure that your head and knees are supported in a way that will allow you to lie without discomfort for the duration of this body scan. If it's more comfortable for you to sit, that's fine. But if you're sitting, be sure that your back is supported and that your feet and hands are relaxed in a comfortable position, legs and feet uncrossed. If you're comfortable with it, allow the eyes to close. Or if that's not so good for you, just drop the eyes and allow the gaze to be soft and unfocused. Maybe gazing down your nose or down at the floor. While many people do find a body scan helpful in quieting their mind and helping them fall asleep, the actual intent of the body scan is more to fall awake, so to speak, by being more aware of what's happening in the body in the present moment. So if you find yourself drowsy or drifting off to sleep, then perhaps open the eyes for a few moments to reestablish wakefulness, and then when you feel able, let the eyes close again. When you're ready, shift the focus to the breath. Become aware of the fact that you are breathing. Feel the breath perhaps in the belly as it rises and falls with each breath. And if you like, maybe even place your hands on your abdomen so that you can actually feel the rising with the in-breath and the falling with the out-breath. And connect a little more fully with the sensations of breathing. Allow the breath to be natural. Just know you're breathing in when you're breathing in, and you're breathing out when you're breathing out. You can leave your hand on your abdomen or return it to your side. As we begin the body scan, with the next breath, shift your focus away from the breath itself and send the mind all the way down to the tips of the toes on both feet. Notice the toes of both feet. No need to move them about or wiggle them to increase sensation. Just explore the toes with the mind as they are right now. Sense the big toes of the right and the left foot. Notice the little toes. The toes in between, the spaces between the toes. Notice if they feel cold or hot. Any sensations of dampness or dryness, maybe tingling. And if when you focus on the toes you don't really notice any sensation, then just know that awareness of no sensation is still awareness. So just acknowledge whatever is there, sensations or no sensations. Allow the awareness of the toes to expand to an awareness of the bottom of the foot, the heel. Any parts of the foot that might be making contact with the floor. And then wrap around the foot to the top of the foot, all the way up to the ankle. Being aware of all the tiny bones of both feet and ankles, as well as the tendons and muscles, the skin. Sense the entirety of both feet. And when you're ready, perhaps on the next out breath, let go of a sense of the feet and move into the calf and shin of both legs, all the way up to the knees. Sense the bones and the muscles, the deep aspects of the lower legs, as well as the surface of both legs. And of course, if as we're scanning through the body, you notice at any time that the mind has wandered, then as soon as you notice, just become aware of where the mind has gone. And without giving yourself a hard time, come back to the body wherever we happen to be. And if the mind wanders away dozens or even hundreds of times, then each time just notice where the mind has gone and bring it back to whatever part of the body is being scanned. So in this moment, bringing it to the lower legs and perhaps attending to the knees themselves. The knee is an area where some of us can experience troubles from time to time. So just sense how it is in your own knees right now. The ligaments and muscles of this joint, as well as the bones. And on the next in-breath, allow the awareness to move up further into the thighs. How is it in the upper leg? Sense the great muscles of the thigh and the large bone, the femur, clear up to the hips. And become aware of sensations where the thighs are making contact with the floor or with the chair. Perhaps sense the clothing touching the thigh. Maybe a quality of heaviness or lightness. Just notice. And now perhaps allow the awareness to spread back down through the entirety of the legs, from the top of the thighs all the way back down through the calves and shins and ankles and feet, clear down to the tips of the toes. And for just a few breaths, sense the entirety of both legs. On the next breath, shift the awareness into the area of the pelvis. Sense right hip bone and the left hip bone and all the area in between. The muscles and the skin, but also the important organs that reside in this part of the body. Organs associated with elimination and reproduction, and also aware of the area where the buttocks are making contact with the floor or with the chair. Maybe a sense of pressure or heaviness where they touch. Allow the awareness to move up, rising out of the pelvis along the back side of the body. Become aware of the lower back, the curve of the spine at the lower back. Rise up along the spine to the mid-back. Notice the parts of the back that are making contact with the floor if you're lying down, or the back of the chair. Which parts are not making contact? Become aware of the upper back, shoulder blades, perhaps sensing the expansion of the ribs with the breath on the back side of the body. Move back down along the spine and wrap around to the front side of the body and become aware of the belly, the area around the navel. And here too, sensing not just the surface and the muscles, but the deeper aspects, the large important organs that reside in this part of the body, the liver, the kidneys, the stomach. Perhaps sense any feelings of hunger or fullness. Move up into the regions of the chest. Some people are able to feel the beating of their own heart. Notice if that's true for you. Really sense the breath with an awareness of the lungs. The lungs on either side of the heart, filling with air on the in-breath, emptying out on the out-breath, and all of it protected by the rib cage. And moving back down through the torso and including the back side of the body, just taking a few moments to become fully aware of the entirety of this core aspect of the body, from the chest and upper back all the way down to the pelvis. Just breathe in and out from the entirety of the torso. When you're ready, let go of the awareness of the torso and shift the awareness all the way down both arms and become aware of the fingers and the thumbs of both hands. No need to wiggle the fingers or move the hands, just sense into the hands as they are at rest. Notice the palms of the hands, the backs of the hands, perhaps sensing where the air is brushing past the hands, all the way up to the wrist, the fullness of both hands. Maybe noticing the temperature of the hands, and moving up into the lower arms, the forearms, including the elbows. Just notice what there is to be noticed. Become aware of the upper arms, inside and out, the bones and muscles of the upper arms, the biceps and the triceps, up to the shoulders. Let the awareness rest in the shoulders. The shoulders are another part of the body where many of us can experience tightness or discomfort. So So if you happen to notice this, perhaps seeing if it's possible to breathe a little spaciousness or looseness right into the area of the shoulders, and perhaps letting go of some of the tightness or tension on the out breath. If you do notice a little more ease, that's fine, but whether or not that happens, just notice. Move back down through both arms and hold a sense of the entirety of both arms, from the tips of the fingers all the way up to the shoulders. Let go of the awareness of the arms and move into the neck and the throat. Allow any tightness to soften a bit if it does. Move up further into the jaw. Sense the mouth. Maybe parting the lips for just a moment and become fully aware of the lips, the tongue, the teeth, the upper lip, the nostrils, the nose, cheeks and cheekbones, up to the eyes and eyelids. And perhaps on the next out breath, allow the eyes to soften. Release the tiny muscles around the eyes. Sense the forehead. Moving to the sides of the head, become aware of the ears, the back of the head, sensing where the head may be making contact with the floor if you're lying down, the top of the head, the entire head, just as it is. Become aware of the skull which is protecting the brain, which is so critical for every aspect of life. Sense the entire head and neck. Notice it right in this moment. Allow the awareness that's in the head to expand and move back down through the body, through the neck and the shoulders and arms, through the chest and abdomen, the back side of the body, the entire torso, the legs and feet and toes, so that there is a sense of the entire body, from the top of the head all the way down to the tips of the toes. The entire body as a whole. Feel the body as a whole living organism. Breathing in, feeling the breath in the entire body. The whole body breathing in, and the whole body breathing out. Be present with the breath in the whole body. As we come to an end of this body scan, take another deep breath in. A deep exhale. Perhaps expressing some gratitude and appreciation to yourself for taking the time to nourish yourself in this particular way by increasing your ability to sense what's going on in your own body and to be fully present, which is in itself an act of compassion. When you're ready, perhaps bring some gentle movement into your fingers and toes. Begin to move the head from side to side, allowing the arms and legs to move a bit. Perhaps gently opening the eyes, rolling over onto one side or the other, and resting for a few moments. And gently bringing yourself up to a seated position when you're ready.